Oh, there you are, all tuned in and ready for the show. And what a show I have for you today. This is DJ Batos, and this is our first ever segment of Rake Radio, where we air your stories about the Rake. After hearing these stories, you might start noticing things, strange things. And if you do, then call us. Let us know what you have seen. And maybe you could be aired on the next episode of Rake Radio. Some of you have seen a rake, yet some of you might not even know what a rake is. Well, the rake, let's not spoil things. Up first is a little story I lovingly call Save the Cheerleader, if you can.
Well, this all happened to me about 3 years ago on a stormy night. Rain crashed down on the house, and I woke up to this feeling of gripping at my chest. A feeling that said something was wrong. Looking over to the other side, I could see that the bed next to me was empty. My super hot cheerleader girlfriend was spending the night since my parents were out of town. But now, she was missing. I know something had to be wrong, so I grabbed my razor-sharp, authentic samurai sword and went looking for the threat. A threat that my honed warrior instinct felt to the bone. The back door was open, and I could clearly see a path by the full moon light where someone was dragged across the dry grass. And some people thought that my skill tracking skills would never be used in the modern world. But now, the joke is on them. I flew across the ground, dashing forward as silent as a hunting tiger. Whoever took her from me, I will find them. I will make them regret thinking that they will take what's mine. I followed the path through the trees until I came through a tunnel, sinking into the earth. It smelt of death, and any lesser man would have blown chunks, but not me. I went in without hesitation, knowing I was up for the task. I found my hot girlfriend laying in a pile of bones and pirate treasure. But even surrounded by shining gold and precious gemstones, I only had eyes for her. I went to save her when the rake took a cheap shot at me, slamming me into the wall. My shoulder popped out of its socket, and I winced at the pain. But when I turned to face it, its black, glossy eyes dead on, I could see it, sense that I was not afraid of it, and that it should be afraid of me. I turned to it. It wasn't going to let it get away that easily. I did a backflip, landing behind it and snapping its neck, killing it. I took my girlfriend in both arms and effortlessly lifted her, carrying her out of the tunnel to safety. After we got out, we could hear the howling of several other rakes rushing down the tunnel, and I decided that even if they were no threat to me, I would still finish them off before they came across the less capable. So I struck a match, letting the flame burn down to my fingers. Before putting it to a stick of dynamite and tossed it down into a cave, then turning, I walked away with my girl close to my chest. Fire exploded out behind me, and the cave collapsed, crushing the rakes inside.
Well, that was something now, wasn't it? Can you believe that? Well, I know someone that you might say is just asking questions about the rake. So it's time for you to enjoy this next story I called The Rake Files.
Hey Batos, I enjoy a good story. Yet that's just it. These are just works of either fiction or psychosis. The only true story about the rake is this one I'm about to tell you. There is a website called 4chan, and on that site, there was a thread. This thread was called Let's Make a Monster. It was a collaborative effort, where they went back and forth for a time before making up the cryptid the Rake. And it was a bunch of trolls that made videos, stories and fan art. And since so many people are easily manipulated to believe in conspiracy theories, they tied knowledge of this story to a government blackout as an easy way to explain why there is no evidence. Yep, that's right. If you think the Rake is real, then your name might be Dunning-Kruger. And I have a bridge I would like to sell you. It's on the moon, which is going to be prime real estate in a couple of years, after Musk starts his space colony.
It's always so much fun hearing people talk about truth. Like it's a thing that could be understood. But I can tell you one thing that's true. This next story is one you will regret missing. Get ready for all the passion in Sleeping with Rake.
I don't know if this is real, and if it is real, then I don't know if it's actually a rake. I'm so sorry for calling. This is a mistake. I hope you get... What? Okay, I guess I can't hurt to talk about it. I keep having this dream. I can't remember it after I wake up. All I know, it's the same dream every time, and then I hear it. Tap, tap, tap. As I hear that familiar sound of my window squeaking up as it snaps me fully awake. It's too dark to see, yet I can still hear it. The sound of claws scraping against the wood floor as it seems to get closer. My body is frozen in place. I can't even turn my head to look. A pale figure rises in the line of my sight. Flesh was barely more than skin stretching over the bone. Two large, wide eyes glinted in the light, now coming from the window. I feel its claws pressed over my chest, pressing down as the face leans in closer. I can't move. I can't breathe. It's killing me. I'm gonna die. Its mouth opens, spreading so wide, showing teeth. Long, pointed teeth, framing a black hole that seemed to lead straight to hell. It keeps pressing down on my chest. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Black spots spread across that sickly pale face in front of me, growing and growing until nothing is left but black. Like I said, I'm probably being silly. It's just a dream. It's just a dream. I'm getting way too old to let something as silly as a dream get to me. But I really should refinish my wood floor. It's starting to look rather haggard lately. Anyways, I hope you...
How romantic! Sneaking into their bedroom, holding them down, feeling their heart racing wildly with passion as you press their chest into the bed, trapped by all that need. Well, I think we should take a moment to cool down after that one and take a more clinical look at all things in Rakementary.
In the woods, there is a universe of life and wonder to behold. From large mammals down to the smallest of bacteria, life finds a way. And somehow, together, they support and balance out their ecosystem. Today, we are going to be learning about one of the less commonly known creatures you can find in the woods. This fellow here is known as the Rake. Notice its smooth, hairless skin, pulled tightly against its bones. This helps it move around with minimal air resistance, allowing it to be as silent as a soft breeze. Its long, thin arms and legs can move with incredible speed and agility when it wants to. Like us, The rake has 5 fingers on each hand. But unlike us, they have the advantage of their fingers ending in talon-like claws that they use for things. The 2 large protruding eyes help give this guy a very wide spectrum of sight. But when you see as much as they do, bright lights tend to be uncomfortable, so you will mostly find them in dark places during the day. But at night, this friendly little guy is not shy about just walking right into your home for a late-night visit, or maybe even a late-night snack. Sadly, they don't always feel welcome. There seems to be something about mistletoe that tells them they're not wanted. But mistletoe is scary and poisonous if you eat it. Hell, it even has the power to kill a balder. So, if you ever see a rake, just remember that it could clearly see you first. And always remember to check back next week so we can learn about another wonderful thing found in nature.
Wow, don't we all feel just so very educated now? Nature is so fascinating, and in a world where we have so much unnatural things contaminating the planet, like insulin, it's good to take a moment and remember the simple beauty that nature offers in things like venom. But if you're still unsure about just how natural the rake is, we can offer you more evidence in this rare found recording. It's time to enjoy Bigfoot Hunting Steps on a Rake.
This is entry 8. So far, we haven't seen much of Bigfoot, but Sam keeps getting shots of something. It's hard to say if it's just a trick of the lens or not, but we are hopeful for something to make this whole trip seem worth it. Just look at this picture. That has to be something. Am I right? Note: make sure to scan and add the pictures to the video when you get back. End note. See, it looks like a sickly, pale face with big, voluptuous eyes shining as it reflects the flash. I know. There are lots of animals that have eyes that would do that, but look right there. How many animals do you know with long, thin arms like that, ending in claws? Is it an arm? Is it a branch? Hopefully we get more evidence to show before this is over. Entry 9. Check this out. We have more pictures of this thing. It seems to always be hunched over, watching us from a distance. But just look at this, and now this is not from us using zoom lenses. It's actually getting closer to us the longer we're here. It's definitely not Bigfoot, but when life gives you cryptids, you make kryptonite. Even if it's not the cryptid you are after. Note, take that last part out. It sounds stupid. I was trying to do the whole when life gives you lemons, make lemonade bit, but it's dumb. End note. Entry 10. We're lucky enough to have a bona fide cryptid nerd on the trip, and thanks to their deep knowledge on the topic, we think we know what this thing is. This is a rake. The story of the rake is an old one, dating back to... Note, look up when the rake legend actually started. End note. And There have been several sightings popping up since that time, all the way up to this day when we spotted the Rake. Entry 11. Sometimes there are people who are too afraid that they would rather go home than find the truth. Not to name names, but Sam. And because of this, we are going to start heading back in the morning. All because a branch tore a hole in our tent, and then someone, Sam, thinks that they woke up to see glowing white eyes looking inside the tent, and won't listen when I explained that I am a very light sleeper and something like that would have woken me up. Entry 12. We are slowly retracing our path. It should only take us a day or so to... What? Sam? Entry 13. I'm so sorry, Sam. I'm so sorry. It wasn't supposed to be like this. This was meant to be a fun trip. What do I tell your family? No one will believe me. Why didn't I listen to you? I don't know what to do. I just wish you were still. What's that? Oh, God, no!
Was that a prank? If it is, then maybe our entire existence is a prank. Maybe our entire life is just a random story written by a crazed monkey. Maybe you should stick around for this next segment called Guilt Comes Before the Fall.
I need help. I don't know why, but your station is the only thing the phone in this room will call. Anytime I try to call anything else, it just says that my call can't be completed as dialed. Please hang up and call 155-467-7677. We are ready to hear just how you ended up here. The door's blocked up, so he can't reach me. But I'm out of food and running out of water. What? Are you kidding me? Okay, fine. This all started... Fuck, I can't remember. Just send help before I die here. No, please. Don't hang up. Just give me a minute. It's coming back to me. I know she wanted to wait until after we were married, but we both knew that we were already committed to spend the rest of our lives together. So we decided to go camping. It was one of the easiest ways for us to be alone, and we both loved being out in nature. It was perfect. Till afterwards, when she started crying and feeling guilty over what we did. I tried my best to comfort her and explain that outside of a legal document, I already thought of her as my wife. And that in the past, that's mostly how people did it. They just decided that they would be together. Then I heard it outside of the tent. Something shrieked outside, and before my mind could even process what was happening, claws tore into the tent. Then she was gone. It didn't make any sense. It all happened so fast that if I had blinked, I would have missed it. Through the hole, I found a path dragged across the dirt. I followed it into the woods, running as fast as I could. She had to be okay. I finally found it. Pale skin stretched across long, thin limbs. Its claws tore viciously into her. Her blood, her lifeless eyes. So much blood. I froze helplessly as I watched the thing desecrating her corpse. This was my fault. This is all my fault. I was the one who brought her out here. If I didn't, then she would still be alive. The guilt tore into me, clenching at my heart with the force of a heart attack. It stopped madly ripping into her flesh, tilting its head up to smell the air. Then it turned, and finally noticing me for the first time. It let out another shriek and dashed forward. My legs were already moving me into the trees before I even realized that I should be running. My legs strained, my lungs burned, my skin was scratched and bleeding from stray branches that I didn't have the mind to dodge. But before my body could give out, I came across this small shack. Getting inside and blocking the door moments before it slammed into it, raking its claws into the door. Now it's trying to get to me. I think I passed out for a bit, because the next thing I remember is finding the phone and trying to call help. I can still hear it outside, and if no one can get to me, I'm either going to die from starvation, or I'll go out there, and it's gonna kill me. Please, I need you to send help. I'm at the woods at...
Well, let's stop that right there. We don't want them to accidentally dox themselves now, do we? Online security may not seem important to most of us, but it certainly should be. And that reminds me of one of our, oh so generous sponsors that pay us out of the kindness of their hearts and would never want us to try to trick people into getting something they don't need or want. Did you know that people are watching you? Always watching every click by click you make searching the web. They are tracking your information. Wouldn't it be nice if you knew who was stealing your information? Well, you could know exactly who is gathering all of your precious information by paying our sponsor, motoxl VPN, and start having them gather your data so someone else doesn't. And right now, we will even let you try it for half off the first 3 months if you put in the promo code RAKE. So, sign up for motoxl VPN and let them start collecting your information today. With all of these stories, I feel it would be appropriate for me to explain my personal interaction with a rake. I was getting ready to turn over the radio show to our new part-timer, Eddie. But when I looked into his studio, what I found was blood. Eddie was chilling, spread over the walls, floor, and ceiling. Then I saw it. A thin, emaciated form, sitting in a chair, its large eyes burning like fire. Records lay out, all cleaned and polished, ready to spin. And the clock that shows it's almost time for me to be handing over the show. And that's just what I can see through the glass divider between our studios, right at this very moment. But it is also time for me to be handing over the show, so let's take a moment of silence in honor of our dearly departed friend, Eddie. And give a nice warm welcome to our surprise guest host. Get ready for DJ Rake. This is DJ Batos, signing off.